clicked on this video because you want to know if it's actually possible to make 6 figures in a year from social media. The answer is yes, but it's important to note that the way that I did it, it wasn't because I started from zero. I made just over $100,000 last year, and it came from multiple streams of income. I'm gonna give you a little backstory because that is important for context. So here's what happened. I got laid off of my full-time job in November of 2024, the week before Thanksgiving. It was pretty scary, not gonna lie. I had not had an experience being laid off before, and so I was naturally really worried about where my income was going to be coming from. Lucky for me, I had an existing content creation business, Kaisha Creates LLC, which was already making money. It was a 5-figure business. When I first got laid off, I'm not even gonna hold you, I was looking for a job. I was on LinkedIn, okay? I was submitting applications because I was like, I need to find a job. This economy? Ratchet. There's no way that I can survive off of this income alone. Listen, as fate would have it, I did not get any of the positions that I applied for during that time. I was going through the interview process and getting to a second, sometimes final interview, and I didn't get any of those jobs. And so finally, I was like, listen, I have a part-time job, which is what I considered Kaisha Creates LLC at the time. Let's turn her into a full-time job. And so that is exactly what I did. I'm a micro influencer. For Instagram, I have roughly 28,000 followers. On TikTok, I have 36,000 followers. On YouTube, I have 4,000 followers. And while I have experienced some growth from last year to this year, they weren't significantly different. Like I didn't grow like 10,000 followers or anything. People love to say that the numbers don't matter, but the reality is for some brands, the numbers very much do. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you need hundreds of thousands of followers to make this kind of money, because obviously I've done that and I don't have hundreds of thousands of followers. However, no matter where you are in terms of the size of your platform, it is important that you are incredibly strategic. Listen, if you're savvy enough, there are ways to win at any size platform, but I wanted to let you know for the context of this video that I was not starting from zero. So back to the story, right? I got laid off in November, and if I could do this over again, I would take those months as soon as I got laid off and like double down even harder on content and like really just double down into wanting to be a full-time creator, because I know that that is what I actually wanted. So I wish I had just doubled down sooner. All right, so let's talk about the numbers. Now I'm going to break down my streams of income so you can see how I made just over $100,000 last year. Last year, I made $1,495 from teaching. I don't teach nearly as much as I used to, but the reason why I'm including it in this breakdown is because these leads came to me through social media. Sometimes teaching leads come through other things like word of mouth or referral from a colleague. However, for last year, these came through social media. My second category is UGC, and I made $2,500. This is my first time really dipping my toe into the UGC world, and I think that that's pretty good for my first 2 UGC brand deals. The next category is acting, and I made $11,075. In case you're new here, I'm an actor, and I have been pursuing musical theater, TV, and film since I moved to New York in 2017. I'm not going to sit here and hold you. I've been pretty bummed about my acting career over the past few years. Things just haven't gone how I wanted them to go. Even though it's not going exactly how I would want, I am grateful that I was able to work on a couple of projects last year. So I was able to do a workshop, and then I booked a commercial. My fourth income stream is social media management. Now, I have been a freelance social media manager for over a decade at this point. And over the past 10 years managing social, I typically don't ever have over 2 to 3 clients at a time. So last year I had 2 clients, and this was pretty much from the middle of the year to the end of the year. So I'm expecting my income to look a little bit different depending on how things pan out in 2026. The number that I'm about to share with you is the number that probably gags me the most, because I have really been putting myself out there as a host, wanting to host more things and to be on the mic whenever I can. And I'm just so happy that I've made this a significant income stream. For hosting last year, I made $18,727.40. What? I am so proud of myself. Like, that makes me so happy. I got to be on the mic for some incredible opportunities last year, and just seeing that number, it just makes me want to go even harder, because I love to host. I love to be, listen, put me on the stage and give me a mic. Honey. Finally, my largest income stream is brand deals. Last year, I earned $46,793.50. There's another income stream that I have separated out, and ultimately I separated it out because I wanted you to see that this is an income stream that a lot of creators are making significant income from. Again, this is additional. This number is not included in the 46,000. This is a separate number, and it is for paid media. When a brand wants to use one of my videos as an ad, I typically charge 30% of the agreed upon rate per 30 days. That part is really important. You don't want to just charge a one-time fee. You want to charge it per 30 days. So for my videos that were used as ads, I made $9,936.50. I'm not going to lie, that number is a little bit lower than I thought it would be. And I think I might have done my math wrong, but just know the overall numbers are right between brand deals and paid media. I had to go back and calculate for each deal that had that ad spend, like how much I charged them for that. And I think I might have done my math wrong, but I know the overall numbers are right. Either way, I'm not going to hold you, I am so proud of myself. The fact that I was able to nearly earn what I was making at my 9 to 5 in 1 year from being laid off. So you may be wondering, Kaisha, how did all of those opportunities come your way? I would have to go back and count to give you exact numbers, but what I can say for sure is that the majority of the opportunities, the brand deals that I've had this year, majority of them were inbound. I am always going to be an advocate for pitching, for shooting your shot, for putting yourself out there, but a lot of things came to me. And I think that a lot of these opportunities came my way is because I was positioning myself accordingly. How do you position yourself? The way you position yourself is by creating content that you want to be hired to create. Creating that content served as proof of concept. I can't tell you how many times brands we would jump on a call and we would have our first meeting. They'd be like, yeah, we saw this video and we were like, we wanted you to work with us. That happens so often. My number one piece of advice for inbound brand deals is to create the kind of content that you want to be paid to create. That kind of content needs to be showing up on your page regularly. I've broken down the income. I showed you how I made just over $100,000 last year. If you have any additional questions and want to know more about how I manage my business as a full-time creator, do let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, I really think you're going to like this next one. If you're not subscribed to the Kaisha Creates community, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss my next upload. Listen, I'm going to see you real soon, okay? I will catch you on the next one. Bye.